I want to start off this video by letting you know I'm going to say some things that you might not like and you probably won't agree with, and that's okay. I respect your opinion and would definitely encourage you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section of this video. You can call me a moron. I can take it. Trying to buy in this market is brutal. It's tough, it's very aggressive, and we don't know when things are going to change, which provides so much uncertainty. It can be paralyzing for some of the buyers out there. So I wanted to provide you with some of my insight to help change your mindset when it's about buying. And I want to start by talking about price. And when I'm talking about price, I'm talking about everything from the listing price of the property to the comps all the way to the appraiser. Something we all know that the list price, it's kind of a game. You have sellers out there that'll price it so low that they're trying to just get as many offers as they possibly can. And you have sellers that are just going to be pricing it extremely high. And what they're trying to do is they're just fishing, right? They're in the market to see if someone's willing to pay that for the house. Shit, I'll sell it. Now, traditionally speaking, that list price has been used as a baseline to determine the value of said property. And a lot of times what buyers would do is they would look at one of the most commonly known metrics, days on market, and they would use that to work against the price. So if you have a list price that's out there and it's been on the market for 60 days, a buyer's gonna leverage that and say, you know what, I'm gonna offer 10% less than the list price. And in today's market, most buyers are realizing that the list price is just that. It's really just a price that's on the internet. Most buyers know that the property is probably going to sell for more than that price. Could it be $20,000, $50,000, $100,000? People don't know. So I want to encourage you to not focus on that list price, but instead focus on the price that you're willing to pay for that property that you think is going to give you a fighting chance. And I briefly want to talk about comps. Everyone knows that comps are typically used as data to validate a value on a property. Appraisers use them to help justify the current value of a home. Buyers use them to help justify a cost. All of that data should be thrown out the window. Now, comps are old information. They could be months old, and in this market, prices are changing weekly. So by using those comps, essentially you're just using old data that isn't very helpful. And lastly, when I'm talking about price, let's talk about the appraisal. So most sellers know that their property is probably not going to appraise. So you know what they're looking for? A buyer that is willing to waive that contingency, meaning the buyer agrees to cover whatever shortfall there is between contract price and appraised value. Now, is this risky? Definitely. But is it what you might need to do to win that property? Probably. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be your must-haves and your search behavior. Now, with a shortage of inventory, being picky is only going to hurt you. So I want to encourage you to look at a property that has potential. Everyone knows a house can be renovated. So for you, try to find that home that has that potential and know that you can make those renovations and over time, right? You want to turn that house into your dream home. It just might take a little bit longer. Also, you might want to change the way that you're searching. So if your budget is $300,000 in old real estate markets, you'd be able to push that budget to $300,000, maybe $325,000 and try to find a house and beat them up a little bit down on the price. That whole strategy is out the window. So now maybe you should only be looking up to $250,000 to give you some room in the event that you have to come in really strong, meaning over this asking price, and being able to have some cash to cover the shortfall between the appraisal and the contract price. We all know that list price, you're probably going to sell over it. So if you're looking at properties priced at $300,000, it's probably going to sell for more than that, which is going to push you outside of your budget parameters anyway. And the last thing I want to talk about is just being different or kind of changing your thought process about buying real estate. Now, in today's market, most buyers are stalking every single real estate platform out there, and the second a property goes live, this person races to the property, and they think that just because they're the first one there, the seller is going to award them with the contract. Now, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. You're not even going to get a participation trophy. And what sellers are more than likely going to do is they're going to wait a few days before they accept a contract, because the seller wants to generate as much interest as they can on that property, meaning multiple offers, and choose the best one that has the most certainty and the one that they feel the most confident with. And what I want to encourage you to do is keep tabs on all of the properties that you have lost and or maybe the ones that have been under contract or backups for a bit. Now, encourage your agent to keep an open line of communication with those listing agents, because in the event that something happens to those contracts, and in our marketplace, we're seeing roughly 30% of properties that go under contract eventually fall through. Now, if something happens, your tenacity is going to pay off. And I'm speaking from experience here, where I know a seller values tenacious buyers because what it demonstrates is that that buyer actually wants to close, and they're going to close, and it demonstrates confidence and it demonstrates certainty. And those are the things that a seller really wants, is they really want the property to close. And this should probably go without saying, but it's extremely critical that you are working with a team that is experienced and knows how to negotiate in a market like this, and also has a really great reputation in the real estate community. Now, there are tons of duds or agents that just can't close a deal to save their life, and the good agents know that. So when it comes to confidence and certainty, a listing agent has a lot of influence on the seller, and you bet your ass that they're going to be telling that seller, I've worked with this agent before, or these agents are great, they close deals. I promise you, those conversations are happening. Not enough people are talking about that, but they are. And most importantly for you, Conan, can you stop? And most importantly for you, stay in the game and don't give up. Persistence prevails in this market.